large, and indeed in the past hour, the UN Security Council has formally adopted a resolution endorsing the European brokered ceasefire and calling on both sides to hold on to it. But what effect can such calls or even the ceasefire itself have when things seem to be so rapidly unravelling on the ground? Kofi Annan is a former UN Secretary-General who's expressed concern about the situation in Ukraine. And what is your view? Can this ceasefire be patched up?
Yes, I think the ceasefire can be salvaged. I am gravely concerned by reports that thousands of Ukrainian troops and civilians may be surrounded in the town of Debaltseve in eastern Ukraine. And I would urge all combatants in and around the town to abide by the ceasefire agreement. And I think the package of measures for implementation is clear. Paragraph 6 says that release and exchange of all hostages and unlawfully detained persons based on the principle of all for all. And it is important that the protagonists and those with influence over them press them to honor the ceasefire.
Mr. Annan, you've been involved or you've had contact with all sides in this conflict. I mean, did you get the impression that they were determined to end the conflict?
I thought this last effort was a really serious one, where the four leaders came together to discuss in Minsk. And I think all is not lost. Unfortunately, when you declare ceasefires, the 48, 72 hours leading to D-Day, often we see more clashes and intensification of firing. And of course, after the D-Day, there's a bit of prodding and all, and I hope this is going to stop. This will stop now, but it can only stop if there's sustained effort by the leaders and they put pressure on the protagonist to really abide by the ceasefire. It wasn't that long ago, barely 20 years ago, that we lived through Srebrenica in Yugoslavia. No one wants to see anything like that again.
Mr. Annan, can I have the briefest of comments from you on Libya? The UN Security Council has called an emergency meeting tomorrow to discuss the crisis there. Do you feel there needs to be international intervention as Egypt has called for?
I'm aware of the call by Egypt, but it is a tough one. It is a difficult one. The international community intervened in Libya, and we see the results now. I really am not sure which governments are going to want to put up the troops to go into Libya today.
OK, Mr. Annan, many thanks. Kofi Annan, a former UN Secretary-General, ending this edition of Newshour. And that's it. From me, Julian Marshall, and the rest of the team in London, goodbye.